what nobody tells you about becoming unstoppable? Nobody tells you that the path to becoming truly dangerous starts in a place so dark and so isolated that most people would rather quit than spend even one night there. They don't tell you that the warriors everyone fears weren't born in gyms or on battlefields. They were forged in silence, in rooms where no one could hear them scream, in moments where no one was coming to save them. The loneliest battles create the most feared warriors. Let that sink in for a second. While everyone else is posting their journey on social media, looking for validation and likes and comments telling them they're doing great. The real warrior is somewhere in the shadows, fighting demons that have no name, fighting versions of themselves that want to give up, fighting thoughts that whisper, "You're not good enough" at 3 in the morning, when the world is asleep and you're wide awake staring at the ceiling, wondering if any of this pain is worth it. You want to know why some people become unstoppable, while others fade into mediocrity? It's not talent. It's not genetics. It's not luck. It's because they learned to stand alone, when standing alone felt like dying. They learned to fight when there was no crowd cheering, no coach yelling encouragement, no teammate to pick up the slack. Just them, and the war inside their own head. I'm talking to someone right now who knows exactly what I mean. You've been there, haven't you? That place where you realized no one is coming. Your family doesn't understand what you're going through. Your friends think you're crazy for chasing something they can't see. Your partner questions why you can't just be normal, why you can't just settle, why you have to keep pushing when everyone else has already accepted good enough. And in those moments you have two choices. You can break, or you can become unbreakable. The truth is, most people break. They call it being realistic. They call it growing up. They call it accepting reality. But what they really mean is they got tired of standing alone. So they joined the crowd. They traded their dreams for comfort. They traded their potential for approval. They traded the warrior they could have become for a version of themselves that fits in. But not you. You're still here. Still listening. Still searching for that thing inside you that refuses to quit, even when quitting makes perfect sense. That's not stubbornness. That's not pride. That's the warrior in you, recognizing that the loneliest battles are the ones that forge the strongest steel. Think about it. Every single person you admire, every athlete who became legendary, every entrepreneur who built an empire, every artist who changed culture, every leader who moved mountains. Go back far enough in their story, and you'll find it. That season, that dark night of the soul, that period where they were completely alone with their ambition, and everyone thought they were insane. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team and went home and cried alone in his room. Alone, not with his team, not with supporters. Alone with his failure, and his pain, and his choice to let that moment destroy him or define him. Kobe Bryant used to wake up at 4 in the morning and train in an empty gym while the world slept. Alone. No cameras, no fans, no validation. Just him and his obsession with greatness, and the loneliness of outworking everyone who didn't believe in him the way he believed in himself. J.K. Rowling was a single mother on welfare writing in cafes because she couldn't afford to heat her apartment, and every publisher in London rejected her, alone with her imagination and her characters and her unshakable belief that she had something the world needed to see, even when the world kept saying no. You think those moments were glamorous? You think they felt like winning? They felt like losing. They felt like maybe everyone else was right, and they were wrong. They felt like the loneliest battles on earth. But here's what separated them from everyone else who quit. They understood something most people never learn. The loneliness wasn't a sign they were on the wrong path. The loneliness was confirmation they were on the right one. Because here's the truth that no one wants to accept. Greatness is lonely. Excellence is isolating. Extraordinary is exclusive. The moment you decide to become more than average, you leave the crowd behind, and crowds don't like it when you leave. They'll call you selfish, they'll call you obsessed, they'll call you crazy. They'll do everything they can to pull you back down to their level, because your growth reminds them of their stagnation. And that's when the real battle begins. Not the battle against external obstacles, not the battle against competition, or circumstances, or bad luck. The battle against your own need to belong, your own desire to be understood, your own craving for someone to tell you it's going to be okay. The warrior learns to fight that battle in complete silence. They learn to validate themselves when no one else will. They learn to believe in themselves when everyone else doubts. They learn to keep going when every logical reason says stop. They learn that the opinion that matters most is the one staring back at them in the mirror, and slowly something shifts. The loneliness that used to feel like punishment starts to feel like power. The isolation that used to drain them starts to fuel them. The silence that used to echo with doubt starts to hum with focus. They realize they don't need an audience to do the work. They don't need permission to become great. They don't need anyone's approval to build the life they know they're capable of living. That's when they become dangerous. Not dangerous in a violent way. Dangerous in an unstoppable way. Dangerous in a you can't break what you didn't build way. Dangerous in a I've already survived my darkest moments alone, so your criticism can't touch me way. See, people fear warriors, not because warriors are aggressive. They fear warriors because warriors are unshakable. You can't manipulate someone who's already faced their own demons. You can't intimidate someone who's already walked through hell by themselves. You can't break someone who's already been broken and put themselves back together with nothing but willpower and belief. The loneliest battles create the most feared warriors, because those battles teach you something that can't be taught in any other way. They teach you that you're stronger than you think, braver than you feel, more capable than anyone gives you credit for, including yourself. Every lonely night you pushed through, every moment you wanted to quit but didn't, every time you had to be your own coach and your own cheerleader and your own reason to keep going, those weren't wasted moments. Those were the moments that built the warrior everyone's going to fear later. Right now, someone listening is in that lonely battle. You're working on something and nobody sees it. You're healing from something and nobody knows it. You're building something and nobody believes in it. You're becoming someone and nobody understands it. Let me tell you something. That loneliness you feel right now, that isolation, that sense that you're the only person in the world fighting this particular fight, that's not a weakness. That's your weapon. Because while everyone else needs constant encouragement and validation and proof they're on the right track, you're developing something more valuable: self-reliance, internal motivation, unbreakable resolve, the ability to stand when there's nothing to lean on, the courage to move forward when there's no one to follow, the strength to believe when there's no evidence. That's what separates legends from everyone else. Legends are built in the lonely hours, in the moments no one sees, in the battles no one knows about. That's where champions are forged. You know what's interesting? The same people who aren't there for you during the lonely battles will show up when you win. They'll claim they always knew you'd make it. They'll want to celebrate your success. They'll try to attach themselves to your victory, and you'll smile and thank them. But you'll never forget who was there in the empty gym at 4 in the morning. You'll never forget who believed when belief was all you had. You were there. You believed. You fought. You survived. You became. And now let me tell you what happens next. What happens after the lonely battles. What happens when the warrior emerges from the darkness. People notice. They can't put their finger on it at first. They just know something's different about you. You carry yourself differently. You speak with quiet confidence. You don't need to prove anything anymore, because you already proved everything to yourself. You don't fear failure, because you've already failed in private and learned to get back up. You don't fear judgment because you've already judged yourself harsher than anyone else could and came out standing. That energy is magnetic. That energy is rare. That energy makes people pay attention. The lonely battles created a warrior, and now the warrior doesn't need to announce themselves. Their presence announces them. Their work speaks. Their results show. Their transformation inspires. But here's what the warrior knows that no one else understands. The battles never really stop. They just change. New levels bring new devils. New success brings new challenges. New heights bring new forms of loneliness. The entrepreneur who built $1 million business now battles the loneliness of decisions that affect dozens of employees. The artist who finally got recognition now battles the loneliness of creative pressure and public expectation. The athlete who made it to the pros now battles the loneliness of maintaining excellence when everyone's trying to knock you down. The battles evolve, but the loneliness remains. And the warrior has learned that's okay, because they've learned the secret. The loneliness isn't the enemy. The loneliness is the training ground. Every lonely battle makes you more dangerous, more resilient, more prepared for whatever comes next. So embrace it. Embrace the nights you can't sleep, because your dreams are bigger than your current reality. Embrace the days no one understands why you're working so hard for something they can't see. Embrace the moments you have to motivate yourself because no one else is going to do it. Embrace the seasons where it's just you and your vision. And the gap between where you are and where you're going. Those lonely moments aren't empty. They're full. Full of growth. Full of development. Full of transformation. Full of the exact experiences you need to become the person capable of handling the success you're chasing. Think about a sword. You know how a sword is made. It's heated in fire until it's glowing hot. Then it's hammered. Repeatedly. Violently. Then it's plunged into cold water. The shock of the temperature change. The stress. The isolation of being worked on. That's what makes it strong. That's what gives it an edge. That's what makes it capable of cutting through anything. You're being forged right now. Every lonely battle is heat. Every setback is a hammer strike. Every moment you want to quit but don't is the tempering process. And what's emerging isn't the person you were. It's the warrior you're becoming. Sharper, stronger, more dangerous than anything that tries to stand in your way. People are going to underestimate you. Let them. People are going to doubt you. Fuel from it. People are going to sleep on your potential. Work while they sleep. People are going to think you're crazy for believing in something they can't see. Prove them right by achieving something they can't comprehend. The loneliest battles create the most feared warriors, because those battles strip away everything except what's real. Your excuses disappear. Your ego dies. Your need for external validation evaporates. What's left is pure will, pure determination, pure belief. And that's the most dangerous thing in the world. A person who doesn't need anyone's permission to become great. A person who doesn't need favorable conditions to make progress. A person who doesn't need a perfect situation to take action. A person who's learned to stand alone and discovered they're not alone because they have themselves, and that's more than enough. You want to know how to become unstoppable? Stop waiting for company. Stop waiting for the perfect team. Stop waiting for ideal circumstances. Stop waiting for someone to hold your hand and tell you you're good enough. Start now. Start alone if you have to. Start scared. Start uncertain. Start with just yourself and your vision and your willingness to fight battles no one else sees. Because here's what I know for sure. One day you're going to look back on this season, this lonely, difficult, beautiful season, and you're going to realize it wasn't the season you got lucky, or got help, or got a break. It was the season you became the person who creates their own luck, who becomes the help for others, who is the break someone else is waiting for. The loneliest battles create the most feared warriors. You're in your lonely battle right now. That makes you dangerous. That makes you rare. That makes you exactly where you need to be to become who you're meant to be. So stop apologizing for your obsession. Stop shrinking your dreams to fit other people's understanding. Stop waiting for validation from people who aren't fighting your battles. Stand in your loneliness like a warrior stands in armor. Let it protect you. Let it focus you. Let it forge you into something unbreakable. And one day soon, when people ask how you did it, how you became so strong, how you achieved so much, how you stayed so focused, you'll smile, and you'll remember these moments, these lonely, difficult character-building moments, and you'll understand what they don't. The loneliest battles created the warrior they're looking at, and that warrior fears nothing because they've already survived everything that tried to break them. Now get back to your battle. The world's waiting for the warrior you're becoming.